Hey, this is Jeff with United Campus Ministry across the street from Ridgewater College, and I'm going to give you a brief update about how the spring semester is going. I want to share a couple stories, a couple videos and photos about the last couple weeks. We've had great volunteers coming in from Hope Presbyterian, Rock of Life, First Reformed, and Bunday. And those volunteers occasionally get a chance to actually sit down with students, and that is so important. I love sitting down with students, but I'm just one person. And so when we have volunteers coming in and there's a little gap and they can sit down with students, that multi-generational ministry is so critical. These students are in a state of transition. Just being young adults, that's where you find yourself. A lot of these kids are just fresh out of the house, first time in an apartment, or first time leaving home for a school. And that's a big deal, and that's a big thing to be a part of. But when you're in constant transition or you don't know what your next step is, sometimes it helps to have someone sit down with you and just talk or listen and share stories about what things were like when they did it. And so that multi-generational element is awesome and appreciated. The other thing we do is those questions of the day, and the kids just come to expect it. We asked some questions in previous weeks of who loves you, and this is an interesting one. Some kids answered the churchy answer because we're in a ministry center, and they said God, which is awesome, but do they consider the reality of God, or do they just consider the concept of God and the relationship you can have with God? And that was an interesting dynamic. Most kids said family, and that helps us to know where support systems are and things like that. But then I also asked the question of, what do you put your hope in, or what do you hope for? And I quickly realized that I might have to de-churchify my language a little bit more. Because what do you put your hope in, or who do you put your hope in? That is, for most people that regularly attend church, that's almost like a common language. But if you're not as familiar with church jargon, that question doesn't make any sense. So we had to change tactics after about the first 20 students. But most kids were just hoping to make it through the semester. And they didn't have long-term hopes. They had short-term goals, and there's value in that, but it helped me figure out a little bit more about these students. So once again, if you're watching this, thank you so much for your help. I guess one more thing, keep praying for us. We did a prayer request box, and the kids gave us over a dozen prayer requests to pray for. And then also pray for what we're going to do with this building, if we can expand, if we should expand, and what to do if that happens. We're still working on forming that committee to see if that's what our options are. And just thanks in advance for your prayers, and thank you for watching this video. God bless.